Hey all, I hope you're having a good start to your week. I wanted to do this week's video presentation on outreach. So when I came on with the VA and I joined this particular team, I came on with the post 9/11 transitional care management team. So we do a lot of reaching out to veterans who have presented recently at the VA for the first time. They could be 4 days separated from the Department of Defense, or it could be that it's been 10 years, but they are presenting at the VA typically, unless we find out another way, for the first time. So we reach out, we make sure that they're aware of all their services. We touch base and see how they're doing. We see kind of where they're at, and then we move forward from there. Some people are extremely functional. Other people are having a really hard time, and that's when a lot of the clinical social work comes into place. With that, we do a lot of outreach. And this team particularly does a lot of outreach. So I think it's really cool because today I actually, we went to the National Guard in Augusta, and we acted almost as like a liaison. So oftentimes what I've learned is that the National Guard is, which I didn't know this before, under the state. But they have the ability to deploy, obviously, because anyway. So if they deploy, they then become under the federal government instead of the state government, and they act under the president's orders versus state orders. Therefore, they have veteran eligibility when they return from deployment, and then back to acting under the state. So a lot of that can get very confusing for the soldier, very confusing for the veteran if they've separated or retired. So we go in and we work with the social workers that are that directly work at the National Guard with those soldiers, and we communicate with veterans that have deployed, that need services, that need to be connected, and we reach out for extra support to them. And it's really amazing. And my program manager actually initiated the outreach that we do with the National Guard, because a lot of National Guard soldiers that were considered veterans were getting kind of lost in the cracks. So it was really, really great. We also do a lot of outreach at different fairs, different school events at colleges, just to, a lot of veterans will go to those things with their wives, husbands. They're able to ask questions. We're able to educate them on services that they may not have known that they were entitled to. There's vet centers all over the state of Maine. Well, there's 5 in the state of Maine. But veterans who are combat vets only can utilize the vet centers with with them and their families. But a veteran that does not have combat veteran status, which means they deployed to a hostile area, would not be able to utilize the vet center services. They can utilize the VA clinics throughout the state and then the VA hospital, of course, but not the vet center specifically. So that's just one of many, many resources. So that kind of touches on Melissa's video last week with, just being knowledgeable of resources. I'm learning every day more and more, so you're not alone. And then, of course, really quick, we do pre and post deployments with the National Guard as well. So we do pre-mobilization outreach, and then we do post deployment outreach as well. Again, communicating with the soldiers, the veterans, and letting them know what they have available to them and what they qualify for. It's really amazing to experience a lot of this outreach and connecting with people that just want more education or just didn't know that they had certain things available to them. And whether it be PTSD treatment, substance abuse treatment, couples counseling that just is a service to them if they need it because they served our country. So there's just so much. There's so much information. It's a lot to absorb. It's quite overwhelming at times, but it's amazing. So if you guys have the ability to get some outreach in with your agencies, it's awesome. It's awesome to observe and to listen. I guess my question to the class would be, do you guys have outreach opportunities? Are you aware of them? What kinds of opportunities do you guys have? And do you think you'll be able to join in on any of it if you do? It's awesome. Have a good week, guys. Take care.